We all have a lot of ridiculous preconceived notions about life and the things we believe about ourselves. In addition to this, there are a great number of unyielding regulations governing how one's life should be led. But as you can see, there is very little that any of us can do to change the events that have already occurred. Those steps have been completed, and everything that you have experienced in your life up to this point, you have created by your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs from yesterday, last week, last month, last year, 1020, 3040, 5060 years ago, however far you go back in time. However, the point of power is always in the present moment. I will repeat that, which means that whatever you decide to start thinking about right here and right now is going to create tomorrow as well as the next week, the next month, and the next year. The events of the past have no influence on us today. Right now, in this very instant, is where the power really lies. And from this very moment on, we can start to be free. And right this moment. Indeed, we are free to choose our own thoughts. We are not of the same opinion, but we do. It seems to me that almost everyone on this planet, including myself and everyone else I've ever collaborated with, is suffering from some degree of self-hatred and guilt. The more of it we have, the less efficiently our life will function, and the less of it we have, the smoother the operation of our lives becomes. It seems that the general consensus among almost all of the people I know is that I am not good enough. Furthermore, we frequently add to this belief by saying things like, I don't do enough, or I don't deserve. Now, if we have a very strong belief in our subconscious mind, which for me is right here in the gut, that I'm not good enough and I don't deserve, then it is going to be extremely difficult for us to create a life that really works in all aspects of it. This is because our subconscious mind is where our deepest beliefs are stored. You should see that despite the external factors, the only thing we are dealing with is a thought. I don't believe that one should give power to external effects. Perhaps we believe that the issue is that we have no money. I see this as the manifestation of a deeper issue within myself. These effects are a direct result of the thought patterns that occur internally. I have come to the conclusion that the patterns of resentment, criticism, fear, and guilt that we carry with us cause more problems in our lives than anything else. Even on the most fundamental physical level, cancer can develop from resentment that has been harbored for an extended period of time and that slowly consumes the body. The indulging of criticism for an extended period of time can also lead to conditions like arthritis. And if you take a look at someone's hands that are arthritic, you can almost see how criticism and fear can contribute to any condition, from baldness to poor feet. And the result of guilt is almost always suffering. Guilt compels one to seek punishment, and punishment inevitably results in suffering. Therefore, if someone comes to me who is experiencing chronic pain, I know that they are dealing with old patterns of guilt. The greatest healers are love, joy, and forgiveness for others. They are all expressed from the heart. The symbol of love is the heart, and the blood that flows through the body is joy. Therefore, a normal, healthy heart will joyfully pump love throughout the body, thereby nourishing all of the cells and organs and producing an environment that is loving and joyful for the cells to carry out their functions in. If a heart has lost the ability to feel love and joy for other people, it is the act of forgiveness that will unlock the door. The majority of our issues originate from the fact that we are quick to place blame on others and unwilling to accept responsibility for our own actions. And as I mentioned before, if it is the case that each of us is responsible for everything that occurs in our lives, then there is no one else to blame, not even ourselves. And every outer experience is only a mirror of the thought patterns going on inside of us. Now, this may be a new way of looking at life, because most people like to think that it is all their fault, but this could be a new way of looking at life. It could be the economy. However, it could also be a husband. However, it could also be a wife. However, it could also be a boss. However, it could also be anything. However, what we think and believe on the inside is reflected in all of those things that are out there. For instance, if you go around saying that everybody is always criticizing you, or if you're the type of person who says things like, everyone's always criticizing me, then what I want you to understand is that it's your pattern to be criticized somewhere inside of you. You may not be aware of this, but there is a belief that you deserve to be criticized, and it most likely stems from your childhood. This belief has been passed down from generation to generation. As a result, you attract into your life people who play an important role due to the pattern you have established as well as the beliefs you hold. And sometimes you can even attract people who are normally not critical, but because they are with you and the vibrations that you are giving out, you will pull the criticism out of whether we want to change a life experience or a physical problem. The place to begin is to say so. Literally say, I am willing to release the pattern within me that is creating this experience or this condition. You should repeat this to yourself over and over each time you think about your condition. It will help. Say it with me now. I am willing to let go of the pattern in me that led to the creation of this condition. As soon as you acknowledge this fact, you remove yourself from the position of a victim. You are no longer helpless. You are recognizing your own power, and you are stating, I may not understand it. On the other hand, I am gradually coming to the realization that I played some role in the development of this issue, and now I take back control of my own power, while at the same time releasing and letting go of it. What a profoundly effective assertion to have your subliminal self supporting. I'll say it again, resentment toward other people. Self-criticism is essential. Guilt over the past and fear of the future are the two most destructive patterns of thinking that a person can have. The body is put into a state of dis-ease and kept in that state by this kind of internal dialogue. These thoughts have the capability of destroying the body. Fear has been linked to a variety of physical ailments, including baldness, ulcers, colon problems, and even feet pain, along with a few other things. A chronic pattern of critical thinking is associated with an increased risk of developing arthritis in the body. Long-held resentment can eat away at the body and eventually turn into the disease we know as cancer. Guilt always seeks punishment and brings about additional suffering. The root of fear is a lack of trust in the natural order and progression of life's events. You should know that the breath we take is the most valuable possession we have in this life. It would take you 3 minutes to die if you did not take another breath. You have such confidence that you won't miss your next breath that you don't even give it a second thought when you let out your breath. Now it is the power that created us that has provided us with enough breath to last for as long as we shall live after this. Can we not begin to trust that we will also be provided for in regards to the rest? When you next feel fearful, remember this phrase. Consider the vast quantities of air that are available to you and tell yourself, I put my faith in the natural order of things to look after me. When I see someone in pain, I immediately assume that they have brought a lot of their own guilt upon themselves. Chronic pain is caused by unrelenting guilt, which is frequently buried so deeply that we are no longer even aware that it exists. Before the pain can be alleviated, however, this guilt must first be removed. Guilt is an emotion that serves absolutely no purpose. It never makes anyone feel better. Also, it does not alter the current circumstances. Your time served has now come to an end. Release yourself from confinement. I believe that the message is one that can easily be understood. What we give out is what we get back, so you don't want to give out things that are negative. What we tell ourselves to be true about ourselves ends up being the case. And we must love ourselves, because when we truly love and appreciate this beautiful being that we are, we cannot harm ourselves or others. To me, this is the secret of life. It is very simple, perhaps too simple for some, but it works.